So we are virtual reality and AR is augmented reality. Most of the time people are confused or they are feeling like these two are the same technology, AR and VR, right? But like somewhat they are same, or we can say like most of the things are very similar in the both technology, right? The only change is like in a single line, if I want to tell them it's in virtual reality, like whatever you are seeing, whatever you are watching, right? Whatever you are feeling, everything in that environment is artificial, right? Or virtual. So that is virtual reality. And the augmented reality, like not everything is artificial, but some portion of the environment that is real, and you are adding only some virtual object, some virtual environment. So it's a combination of real world or real thing and the virtual object or virtual thing. So we'll see that in the detail. So before that, before we'll see like what is virtual reality, I will show you one video. So that will explain you like or show you like what is AR and what is VR, how it's look. Right. So in this video, like particularly it was showing like mainly AR VR in the construction or how to make the building or how it's look like virtually and how. So it will talk about AR VR, right? So in that you will see like it's need a hardware, basic hardware, right? That is known as a VR box, right? Or like VR headset. Right? So you can see in the picture like one person has wear that on his head, right? So if you want to like really feel this AR VR, right, then you have to use this uh, device. And like you can see like in his hand some other device is there, right? So it's a kind of mouse or it's kind of input device, right? Using that it will do the interaction in the real in virtual world, right? So whatever virtual world you have created, like you can see in the behind that person one screen is there, right? So in that screen it has like some component. So in that component, like you can see it's this picture is related, like one person is virtually taking the training, like how to do the connection in the electrical engineering, right? So there he is measuring like what is the voltage, what is the current, right? So that kind of training also you can conduct. So for that, like you have some device, so how you, if you want to move that device, then you need input device and things which are in his hand, that is that input device, right? So using that it will do the interaction in the virtual world. So this is just to show you, like maybe some of you have also use it, right? In some mall or some game zone, they have such kind of VR box, so you can wear it and you can feel like you are going through some roller coaster ride, or they are throwing you from some mountain. So that kind of feeling you can feel. Also, like you can like PUBG kind of game, right? In which you have the 360-degree view. So if you play that game using this VR box, then you will feel like you are in that environment. So you are walking, you are watching, you are moving, right? So for that kind of game also, this kind of VR box is used, right? So some of you may use it, right? Also, like you have seen the Iron Man movie, in that whenever this Tony Stark will wear his suit at that time, he can whenever he view the world at that time, his system, his suit will tell him like give the information about some person, some environment, right? So you can see like it will show you like temperature or the data of the person, like what is the past history or criminal history, right? So everything you can see. So that is the thing, but a kind of augmented reality, right? He's whatever he is watching, whatever he is seeing, that is real environment. In that, your system is putting some object, right? Additional object. So it's a kind of augmented reality. Yeah. So what is VR? So virtual reality or VR is a computer generated. It's a technical definition, like what is VR. So VR is a computer generated environment with scenes and the object that appear to be real, making the user feel they are immersed in their surroundings. So whatever the video, right, or whatever the environment, whatever the application uh, we have generated by VR, right? So that is nothing but a computer generated environment, right? And in that environment, you will put something, you will put some object, right? And you will put such a way that it will appear to be real for you. And because of that, the user will feel like they are inside in that environment, right? They are immersed in their surrounding, right? So like when they will move, so it will feel like actually they are moving in the environment, right? So this environment is perceived through a device known as a virtual reality headset or helmet, right? That I have shown you in the previous slide. VR allows us to immerse ourselves in video games, right? So there are some application of VR, right? So using VR, we will feel like we are inside some video game, right? As if we were one of the character. Uh, Using VR, you can also learn how to perform the heart surgery. Right? This kind of practical thing, right? That is difficult to like do the uh, uh, do the experiment, like heart surgery. For that, you can't do the experiment, right? If you have the master in that, then only then you can perform the heart surgery, right? For that, you can't perform the experiment. Will not do the experiment, right? Similarly, like some of the chemical process in which if you make some mistake, then there is a chance of explosion, right? Or there is a chance of fire, then generally we are not advised to do it practically, right? So for such kind of practical, to learn such kind of thing, we will use this VR technology, right? Similar way, like some nuclear plant related uh, application, right? Like in that also it's create the uh, uh, explosion, right? Then it is difficult to perform practically. Similar way, like some days before I have visited EME school in Vadodara, so they are providing the training for weapons which are we are using in the army. So they have every kind of weapons, like starting from uh, 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 the gun to the missiles, right? They have the real such devices or such uh, equipment, but like for training purpose they will not practically use it. So for that what they will do, they will explain everything using this virtual world, right? So in virtual reality they have created the video, they have created the platform, right? So it will look like you are really doing that thing, but that is not actual, right? So by doing such kind of thing we will improve the quality, if you talk about the sports, right, then we will in sport training also we can improve the quality, right? So these all are to improve something, to learn something, right? To maximize the performance, right? For all this kind of requirement, for all this kind of thing we are using VR, right? So I'll show one more video, right? It is exactly for VR, right? And that is in your domain. So how you feel, right? It's one video. It's of Google Earth. Feel like you are passing through that particular place. So it's Google Earth, yeah, right? It's feeling like you are passing, you are in some aeroplane and you are passing through the some of the places. So you can see those places 360 degree, right? So one more video is there. So it's a kind of house tour, like uh, whenever we go to purchase a flat or a house, right? At the time, the builder will show you a flat. Right? So when you go to purchase a house, at the time they will just show you the brochure. In that you will get only the 2D view of the particular house. But using this, yeah, you can create like that house. So you can 360-degree video, right? But when you wear the VR box, you feel like you are inside the house. So in some mega cities, some builder had already started like when they start a site, right? They will start a scheme. Then they are not just provide you the brochure or the pamphlet, right? They will using this AR, they will create the virtual view of whatever the plate they will build or whatever the house they are building, right? So using that, like they will give you the VR box, and you will feel like how it will look when actually the house will be built, right? So it will help to take, like for customer to take the decision, like, right? Sometimes we have confused like how uh, the size of the room or some the hall is that much, then if you put uh, some furniture or something in the room, then the area will be reduced, so that you can feel, right, using this VR. So that way you can take easily the decision. So this VR, although if you talk about the like this technology, then generally we feel like this is the latest one, right? Definitely this is the latest technology, but uh, actually it was started in some 1950s, right? So the first uh, device, right, that was developed, which you can call as a VR, that is Sensorama, right? That is a machine which built-in set that played a 3D movie, and will give you like the odors, different smells, will generate the vibration to make you feel the real experience, right? Like you are inside that movie. So this kind of theater also we have, right? And I think in Science City, right? So that is some 5D that kind of theater is there, in that it will provide you the feeling of the real. Right? So that kind of theater is also you can call as a virtual reality or VR system. Right? We'll see 3D movie, but the 5D in that like they're providing some movement to your chair, so you definitely feel like you are inside the movie. Right? So that is kind of virtual reality, and that was started in some 1950s, right? But as time has passed, right, subsequently the technology and software development happened, right? And in by 2016, right, like we can say there were some 230 companies, right? They are developing or they are working on VR related products, right? You can see like number 230 companies, and in this company you means, this list is included like the well-known companies like Amazon, Apple, Facebook, Google, Microsoft, Sony, Samsung, right? So all these, they already have their dedicated AR VR groups which are working on AR VR or mixed reality uh, products, right? uh, So let's first see the application, like where we can use the virtual reality, right? So some of the application I already told you. So some are like dining, so using VR, like uh, we will create a system like in system, or we can say like there are some restaurant in which you are eating some items, right? Some dishes which are not, which are from like some other region, like in your city you are eating some dish which is of some foreign country, right? Then they will, when you are eating, they will give you the VR box, you will wear that, and it has the video, or it has the environment, right, which you visualize, right, that is of that region or that place. So it will give you like real feeling like you are eating at that place, right? So it will give you a good experience, it will give you a good feeling. So that is kind of like virtually travel, right? So now we can travel virtually to different places and immerse ourselves in the certain environment while tasting the dishes from this location. Also, we can use VR in the medicine or healthcare domain, right? So, the Spanish National Research Council has succeeded in reducing the effect of Parkinson's disease, right? It's a kind of a disease. It's related to the nerve system. So they have experienced, or they have succeeded, like they have using this VR. They have applied the treatment to patient using the VR technology, and uh, they have seen like the effect of this disease is reduced, right, by the time. So you can use in healthcare domain or healthcare industry also this VR box or VR technology. Then in media, like in journalism, immersive journalism takes the users to place where the event has occurred with the live streaming of 360 video, right? So like some people are covering some news, or they are providing some information about a place, then it is not like they have to go to that place actually, right? They can means they will create a 360 video of that place, and at the studio only they will generate a video like they are really in that region or that place, right? So that way we can use in the media or journalism. In education, like for training purpose you can use it, right? So in classroom, the student will get the better knowledge, right? uh, like by feeling the environment real. So like you will find like you have many subjects, and in that subjects like you have many you are learning many principle, many theorem, right? So in that whatever equipment or whatever devices or whatever thing you will learn, right? It is not possible like every college have all kind of equipment or all kind of instruments, right? So if we'll have like a experiment using those equipment or instrument by VR, then you can virtually learn that thing, right? And it's give you the feeling of like you are really using those equipment or instrument, right? So that way we can use VR in the education for training purpose, right? In the entertainment, like we can create a video game, right? In which like or we can use VR in your PlayStation, right? Which will give you like real environment, right? So you can feel like you are in the game while you are not moving from your sofa or your place. Uh, if you talk about the architecture field, right? Then like architecture will whenever they will build uh, some architect, right? Then they will make the design in paper on paper, right? Or maybe they are using some software like SolidWorks or like Inventor, right? To make the design in 3D, right? So, but they're just in the laptop. So one has to rotate it and one has to see that thing, the design from every view, like right? So that will not give you a better experience, right? But if you will create the design using VR, right, then it will help the architect to better envisage a space and present the project to their client, right? So that will give better experience. Industry, right? So you can create the digital twins, right? So digital twins means we know like the replica, right? Or two things are similar, then we call it as a twin, right? So in industry, like you have some instrument, a costly instrument, right? Then you have some new employee and you want to provide them training on those instrument, right? Then you will not directly give them those instruments. Right? So what will do? You will virtually create that instrument. So that is digital twins. Right? That is exact digital copy of the physical instrument. Right? And you provide the training to new employee or new worker on that virtual platform. Right? So in that also we can use VR. And then in cultural or art, like in some museums and uh, galleries offers the virtual visit or immersive experience to help understand the history and the culture associated with their work. So whatever they have created, it may be related to history, it may be related to some art. Then by viewing only the 2D painting, that is difficult to understand. So they will create the digital art gallery. So in that, like you can enter and you can not only it will show you the picture, but in that you will see like you will go inside and it will provide you some history or it will provide you some information about the that art. Right? Uh, then one good application is in the military, right? So like UK Ministry of Defense uses VR for training in simulated combat environment, right? So in military, like to provide the experience of battle, so that you can't do the experiment. Right? You can't like fire on some people and provide the training, right? It may be kill some person. So for that you have to give the virtual training, right? So in military people have started to use this VR for training purpose. As well as I told you, like to operate some weapon, like you have some tank and how you can operate. So you can't train them by operating because once you operate like whatever they are using, right, it's costly. So you can't really use them, right? And also like once you will fire a tank, right, maybe it will destroy something. So for such kind of thing, we have to create the virtual platform, and on that we can only train the people, right? Now let's talk about the software which we are using in VR. So one well-known software is like and it was intended for development of virtual worlds without dependency of headset, right? So using this language, using this software, uh, like you can create a VR video, right, virtual world, and you have not depend on the headset, like VR box. Then one more software is Web 3D Consortium, was subsequently developed in 1997, right? And that is for development of industry standard for web-based 3D graphics. So this is basically the platform or software which we are using for web-based 3D graphics, and generally we are using in the industry. So it has the industry standard. Subsequently, this consortium developed one more software, X3D, and that was developed like they from VRML framework, so virtual reality modeling language. From that framework, it was developed, and it's an open standard for web-based distribution of VR content. Then one more uh, application or software, that is WebVR, is an experimental JavaScript application programming interface. Right? So that is based on Java. So it's a kind of programming language. Using that you can create some virtual world, right, or virtual environment. And this WebVR provides support for various virtual reality devices, right? And these such devices are like HTC Vive, Oculus Rift, Google Cardboard, OSVR, web, and that is in web browser. So these are all the devices, and that is somewhat, that is nothing but the VR box of different manufacturer. Right? So I will show you in the next lecture. I will show you the picture of this all HTC Vive, Oculus Rift, Google Cardboard. Right? So this web VR, right? So it supports the virtual devices, right? Virtual reality devices. Uh, then we will categorize the software. So these are the basic like the software, but nowadays we have uh, like large list of such software, right? So the software we can categorize, or we can make it the we, put in the different groups, right? So virtual reality is still a young latest technology, so the different sub categories of this technology are still emerging, right? So the following are some sub categories, right, that are prominent in this VR domain. So the subcategories are like VR visualization. So some software are related to visualization. Some software are related to like VR content management system, right? Some are like SDK, software development kits. Some are specially designed for making the VR game, right? Some platforms or some software which are basically for like social platform, right? And some we are using like for training. So this VR visualization, so it's like the VR software, right, which allow user to experience aggregate data in the virtual environment, right? So we'll put those in this category. These tools enables user to see the analytics in a way for them to fully understand what the data are communicating. Right? So it's basically for visualizing the data. or we can say like aggregating the data, right? Then VR content management system. So like from its name we can understand, right? So it's related to the content, how you will manage the content of VR. So businesses can use this tool to collect, store and analyze all VR content in the centralized location. So it's a kind, it's like a server kind of thing, right? But that is specifically for VR. VR SDK. So VR SDK is a virtual reality software development kits, right? So software development kits means in that kit you have different devices, right, to make your own virtual reality application or a video. So this kit provide the necessary base to design, build, and test the VR experience. This kit act as the building blocks to create the basically any VR experience, right? So for learning purpose, for training